broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NXT After Show for March 2nd, 2016. We are your NXT team on AfterBuzz TV. I am one of your hosts, the internet's Mark B. Donica. Today, the B stands for bloody computer. It's for blue screen of death.
Blue screen of death.
Because I just lost all of my preparations for the show. But joining me this week, Mr. True Hobo.
Yes. It's coming up my Vegas weekend with ROH.
You win any money?
No, I don't gamble. I like to watch other people lose money. However, Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks way up on the Wonka machine. A lot of money.
Cool.
Unbelievable.
We'll talk about it more in a little bit. Mr. Bill Handstock.
Hi, everybody.
Where can the folks find you on Twitter if they don't follow you yet?
They can find me on Twitter at Sundown Motel, and you should follow me, please. Thank you. I'm down a bunch of followers because last week I chose to tweet out a random picture for every person that favorited a tweet that I did.
So that lost you followers?
Lost me a lot of followers.
I've been losing a lot of them too. I think the fake accounts are just starting to get cleaned up. Because I dropped maybe 10 myself, and I haven't done anything different. In fact, I've been doing more interesting stuff. I am amazing!
Well, it's a little known fact, actually, that you're responsible for 43% of all fake Wiz Khalifa accounts on Twitter.
Fantastic! How have I done this? I don't know. Okay, I've done it.
He just passes out. He passes out after drinking a bunch of turpentine and then wakes up and he's like, I made another Wiz Khalifa account.
Damn it! I am the Wiz!
Speaking of whizzing, let's get to our first contest between the Vaudevillains and the very interesting team of Hugo Knox and Tucker Knight.
Polka Dot Express.
That's
Knox
good.
And Knight.
Knox and Knight.
Knox.
A hard night.
It's a hard Knox. It's a hard Knox night. Yeah.
Oh, that's musical.
We can keep going.
It's lyrical.
Good to see Knox on TV and Knight on TV for that matter. But Knox, we know, he's got hurt a little while ago, so he's back to TV.
You gotta say, both those guys are really recognizable, sort of off the bat. You instantly, you see them in the ring, even in the background, they didn't get an entrance. You see them sort of coming in, standing behind the Vaudevillains when they're doing all their fancy gentleman posing. And you know exactly, oh, that's Tucker Knight and Hugo Knox. I think it's good to be recognizable.
So the Vaudevillains have been appearing in backstage segments. They got the win over the Hype Bros recently, seemingly on a bit of a mean streak. Do you think that showed pretty highly in today's match?
Yeah, I think they were sort of all over Hugo Knox. Kept him separated from Tucker Knight in all ways possible until the very end when Hugo was able to create enough space. They did as good a job as they could of whipping Hugo, and then Tucker sort of took the worst of it there at the end.
Despite having a really brief comeback.
Yeah.
A strong but brief comeback. What did you think about this match, Bill?
It's good. It's fun.
What was it like live?
The same. This shows you how memorable the match was. The match started in here, and I kept asking these guys, why does this match feel so familiar? Have we watched this episode before? Did you click the wrong episode? And then I realized, like, oh, I've seen this match live. That's why.
But you forgot you saw it live, so it was all sort of very deja vu.
Yeah, it was just like, oh yeah, old purple ass. I remember him being very muscular.
It's like going shopping on Black Friday and forgetting what you bought for yourself for Christmas. Something like that. No, you wouldn't know.
I know.
Fair,
Sorry, I'm straight edge, so I've never had a time traveling moment.
Okay, no worries.
You've never time traveled?
No, I've never time traveled.
You should try it.
It's the future.
Do it all the time.
It's the future. You should give it a try. The Vaudevillains win with the Whirling Dervish in surprisingly physical. Well, I wouldn't say surprisingly physical, but with how big physically Hugo Knox and Tucker Knight are, they got a beating put on them.
They are imposing.
Yeah.
They're an imposing.
Especially Knox. Knox is like a perfect being.
Yeah, he does look like an action figure.
He's very Stasiak-esque. In terms of physique.
Stasiak-ish.
He's Stasi-esque.
Stasi-esque.
Well, it's important to remember, though, that both Tucker Knight and Hugo Knox have the same amount of abs. It's just, and we all do.
Yeah.
It's just Hugo Knox, you can see every one of them.
Right.
Right.
Hugo Knox has got a six-pack, and Tucker Knight's got a keg.
Right.
Yeah.
I like when Matt Sydal or Ricochet share pictures of themselves like straining at all on Twitter, and then you're like, oh, they got abs like up here, and, around the back. Yeah. Like when you were a kid and you bought like that Ultimate Warrior figure where his arms flip down.
Yeah, so weird.
What's all this? That's not real.
That's acne.
That's really I was gonna say that's clearly action figure, like just to leave room for the mechanism to move the arms up and down.
Lumpy.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
In the back, we get Dana Brooke and Emma telling Mr. Alex Reyes that they're going to make an example out of their opponent tonight. And again, saying that Asuka hasn't beaten anyone.
And they ran down Deonna Purrazzo.
Ran her down, called her nothing, said they beat nothing. You're 101. You never beat nobody. You're only as good as the person you beat.
Yeah.
If you beat nobody, you're nobody. Congratulations, Dana Brooke and Emma. You're nobody.
Our next I mean that it's true.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not, because it's an old adage from Ric Flair. You're only good as the person you beat.
Right.
Yeah.
So they should have at least done something to say something nice about their former opponent who they happened to beat.
And we did get a new Emma pun tonight, seemingly. You're about to get emasculated. It's a bit of a pull.
That was a little heavy.
But,
I don't even think she said it to be a pun.
No.
She simply said emasculated.
Yeah. But you could be it's very clearly she's getting back to her silly things, but terrible. Poor Alex getting the brunt of the head pat. Still don't like the head pat.
Still
not a fan of it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Great.
Let us what did you think about this promo?
It's great.
Cool.
I love Dana Brooke.
Did this play on the screen in the arena, or was it match to match?
No, this didn't play.
That's unfortunate.
That is why we have you here, just to carry the other side of everything we say about Dana Brooke.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna say you have me here so he can keep asking me what happened in the arena.
I mean,
after this
granted,
week,
that's important.
I'm gonna be irrelevant.
But the fact that you disagree with us on some of these key issues is probably really good.
No, it is. It's part of the conversation. We're always here, despite how we may joke and make fun here and there. We're here because
we love the product.
We're here because we love the product. We understand that it's developmental, and we see the potential in these people. We look at these people like Baron Corbin. We had been saying for months, like, what are they going to do with this guy to make him interesting? And now we're like, it's genius, like awesome, excellent, and. I'm afraid that Dana Brooke, because of this injury, hasn't really had a chance to grow in the amount of time that she's been on screen. And she had an opportunity to really be like, if I can't be in the ring, I'm going to be on that mic and I'm going to be just tearing it apart.
Well, so in my opinion,
Dana Brooke
doing
it
perfect on the mic because she gets reactions from people. She has the thickest Ohio accent of all time. No one's ever been more from Ohio than Dana Brooke.
I love that saying.
Yeah, she everything she says sounds like the Cecily Strong character, the girl you wish you hadn't started a conversation with at a party. She's condescending despite having not accomplished anything. And she belittles everyone on the way. Like she's
She's the girl you love to hate.
Yeah, she has a lot of the same characteristics of why I love Eva Marie.
Yeah.
And she's better in the ring, she's more athletic, and I feel like she gets it on a more fundamental level.
This all operates under the assumption that she 100% knows what she's doing.
She's doing it on purpose.
And I've said early on when we saw Dana Brooke, I went, she could be a genius if this was done consciously and with effort. And I don't think this is done purposefully. So for that reason, I go the opposite direction.
Well,
but I agree with
fine.
everything you say.
Totally fine. See, that's the thing. Is like we can't really know intent, and we can't really. So I, despite it being a lifelong wrestling fan, I choose to take it at face level, at face value.
Sure. But I think in some aspects with knowing and not knowing at the same time, like there are known knowns and there are known unknowns. I'm not going to go into
Schrodinger's promo.
But essentially, because we don't know where she's coming from with this, I think that's what also makes it a little bit frustrating too, where it's just like we want to know where you're coming from. Like we can usually get a sense of where a person is coming from, whether it's super genuine, where it's like, oh, I'm pulling this from yesterday, versus I had to come up with this as a character study.
And that again is like she is injured. She wasn't cleared to wrestle. So if she and Emma are still locked in this feud with Asuka and they're tied together, and Dana Brooke isn't able to actually compete, there's not a lot she can do with like grabbing the mic and taking this opportunity to run with it.
Sure. I agree with that. I wasn't trying to be dismissive.
Potentially, yeah, there's a lot that she can do, but I mean, like, there's a lot that you have to get into NXT, and there's a lot of moving parts, and there's also like whether she's going to be given free reign to do that while there's still this Asuka program going.
But is it still going on? Because we've seen Asuka get involved in the main event of the women's division with, and could possibly, Asuka is literally in the middle of everything because she has these two going after her. Nia Jax and Eva Marie are put on notice. Bayley, Carmella, essentially all of the women at the top are like, yeah, but Asuka though.
Right.
So,
well, it's just that every time, like, even since Asuka, like, every time they've been on TV, they invoke Asuka's name.
Sure.
And they put other people down for losing to Asuka. Like, I have no choice.
They're trying
I have no choice but to believe that this program is still going on.
So they're trying to be like Asuka? Like, Emma's trying to rack up as many wins as Asuka, despite losing to her. So she's trying to say they're equals.
Well, that's how standings work.
We're trying to put words in their mouth at this point, and that's...
We should probably move on.
But I will say, I do like... One of my favorite things is how much of a topic of conversation she is.
Oh, yeah.
Always makes for a good conversation. So for that, we thank her too. We can see a replay of the security footage of the beatdown that occurred between Enzo and the Revival. And we find out that at Roadblock on March 12th, live on the WWE Network, we're going to get an NXT Tag Team title match between the Revival, Enzo, and Cass.
Will Roadblock be there? The Autobot?
They're going to ride in on him.
Oh.
G.I. Joe.
Still is
Autobot. Yeah.
There was
no tag team.
The Autobot of the
like the robot
Major Hasbro. Major Hasbro crossover.
Yeah.
Jeez, that'd be great.
What I liked about this, because we saw like last week we saw like the beatdown of Enzo, but this week we saw more of the stop motion of Cass coming out to save him and throwing one of the guys into the side of the building. And then they were like, we talked to Enzo and Cass after this beatdown, and I just love this. I love kayfabe on so many levels, but I just love the whole idea of like, guys, you were just viciously attacked in this parking lot. Why don't we stand you over here against the rolling door?
I think it was actually like
no. It was later. It was later.
Yeah,
it was much later.
That's fair, but the voiceover said like we talked to them after the beatdown, and then like
after.
Then the Revival was backstage in front of the NXT set, and they were outside in a parking lot. Like I'm not making leaps to connect.
No, definitely not.
Right.
It was a little muddy, but regardless.
I think Enzo was badly hurt, though, because he didn't say anything in the promo. He didn't say anything.
I mean,
he glowered.
He talks a lot. Maybe his throat was really acting up. Who knows? Couldn't say anything. You're going to be all over glower.
Everybody's going to glower today.
Gosh dang. All right, our next match is Emma, accompanied by Dana Brooke, versus Santana Garrett.
Yep.
Seeing again, it's a
hot one. This match I felt like this match was pretty smooth.
Just like the ocean under a moon. Like a girl from Spanish Harlem living life just like a movie star of
Santana. I thought she exhibited some real black magic in this match.
She's a black magic woman.
Yeah.
All right. Really though.
Oye, como va, guys? I gotta get back to
hate. love and hate relationship. The chat will catch up and just be like, come on!
By the way, chat, we're reading you. We all miss Cathy.
Yeah, we do. And actually, when we get to the main event, something fun. But what did you think, puns aside, about this contest?
It was pretty good. Santana Garrett's, she's got some serious weight as a professional wrestler. She holds, like I've said previously, many titles, both in the United States and in Japan. So she's a real opponent, and I think Emma sort of treated her that way. I was just hoping for a bit more offense from Santana. Emma really seemed to dominate and sort of continued to do so, and she sort of toyed with her, and I think there should have been more of a drive from Emma to put Santana away. I would have liked Santana to seem like a bigger threat, and that Emma should have been more threatened by her and tried a little bit harder to actually beat her. That would have really cemented something interesting as far as the story was concerned within this.
So aside from just one shot, quick shine, quick comeback,
right? And Santana comes up, and then Emma just sort of kicks her down. Doesn't really go for anything strong. Doesn't go for any pins.
They cut off the transition before Santana really had a chance to excel and show a lot of damage.
Right.
But so far, hers has been. And it really sucks to say this because she was on the receiving end of a submission, but she looked like she was really hurting with that. Like she was like, I'm gonna tap. Okay, let go. Okay, I'm gonna die.
It was pretty tight in there. She hooked her right under the chin, right over the throat. Who knows how tight that was, but it seemed to be pretty tight.
Mm-hmm. Puns aside, Bill.
I love Emma. I like anytime that Emma gets a showcase. I like anytime Emma gets a win. I love anytime I get to hear Emma's theme, especially twice. Mm-hmm. I love her half gloves. I love her new taunt, and I love her black lipstick. And I like Santana Garrett. I haven't really seen a lot of her, and everything that I've seen on NXT from her is her making other people look good.
Sure.
So I hope that she gets signed or gets more of a showcase, and if she does get signed to NXT and gets more of a showcase, the only thing I ask, if WWE or anyone from NXT is listening, is a Hail Santana shirt.
Yes.
Dana Brooke got involved in this match, pulled a little bit of the hair in that trio.
We
know the rules, ref.
So good. That was amazing.
Solid audible.
She looked like she was trying to give her a bald spot in the back of her head. Like that's rude.
That's the worst place for a bald spot.
In the back of your
and
head.
that's from a guy with a full head.
Actually, no, I think it's spot. Right in front. If you pull like a chunk of hair right out of the front, your hairline just ain't gonna be right.
The Rasheed Wallace.
Right.
Hail Caesar. We go to the back. William Regal is talking to Eva Marie and Nia Jax, talking about how they feel they deserve celebrity treatment. They need to be treated a little bit better, so they're going to get a little bit more of a higher ranking match. They're going to get a tag match against Asuka and Bayley. And they do not seem to like this news.
I mean, what did they think was going to happen? I don't know what they wanted, but this seems to be like the natural progression of things. You beat Carmella and Bayley, and Bayley's the champion, so you have to get another tag pairing of the champion and somebody else, and it's probably going to be somebody worse. Like Asuka. Like, that's how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, that's essentially it.
To me,
you're nailing it.
Makes sense. Like, you can't ask for something not asking for anything at all. Like, you gotta be specific. Like, here are the terms. Here's what I want. And then you, can negotiate. They kind of went, we beat them, so what now? Well, you're gonna fight Asuka and Bayley. Damn it.
So when it comes to motivations, you want it all or nothing at all.
That's good.
Just say yes.
I'm with you there.
You see, he refuses to admit it.
Yes.
Yas.
Yas? Oh yeah, she straightened her hair.
Yes. So you didn't recognize her?
Oh no, I mean I was just like,
who is that?
Who is that person?
Who is this?
With the lack of curly hair.
Get a new bodyguard.
Buenas Naya!
Buenas, the queen?
Yes.
Clearly fake Nia.
We demand the presence with the queen.
Yes. An audience with the queen. Yes.
Yes.
That's for you audio listeners. Hopefully it gets a little bit of left ear,
that
right
was
ear.
good. It was some
stereo.
effect.
Hope so.
You just need to start like from down the street, like.
I'll do it across all 4 studios. Regal says
this week's Flash AfterBuzz show is like really weird. Did you see that guy just run through yelling "Yas"? I thought we were going to talk about Professor Zoom or whatever.
Professor Doom.
No, Professor Zoom.
Zoom.
Do you not know Flash?
I don't care.
Zoom. Okay.
DC sucks. That's right. I'll fight you. I don't care.
Whatever. Regal is in a hurry though, because he has to go. Regal is in a hurry. Make sure to watch DC Movie News on the Popcorn Talk Network. But watch Marvel Movie News too.
You should have the NXT take over the DC Movie News.
Sure.
Johnny's the host of it, so he'd be like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yes.
That most random thing that we can take over.
I mean, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we talk about superheroes and superstars.
We do.
Yes.
Regal's in a hurry because he has to go talk to the newest signee.
Newest acquisition.
We need to find out, and we need to find out,
He's
and we did.
Man, damn it! He has a name. He is more than a number.
He's a man's
man.
He is the greatest man who ever lived. Austin Aries is now in it. Well, he's been in NXT for a while, but Austin Aries comes out to thunderous applause in a weird shirt,
asking people his name.
And the fastest, largest ninja we've ever seen.
It was like 2 ninjas taped together to make one big ninja.
Take him out, and we find out Lone Wolf Baron Corbin beats the crap out of him. Just the ever-living crap.
Hates independent wrestlers.
He does.
That's a fair statement.
He
said it himself.
If they somehow allowed him to have a go back to Ring of Honor shirt, like if Baron Corbin ever gets released, like that's gonna be the first shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees. It's gonna be so. I'm gonna buy it.
But nobody. Where would he go? Where would he?
Not back to He'd go back to the NFL.
Oh,
just to hang out in the locker room and be like. You guys need some Gatorade? He'll be one of those guys squeezing the Gatorade into the mouth of the quarterback. Like, here goes. Here you go, buddy.
Water boy. Lone water boy, Baron Corbin.
Oh, piss boy.
Oh, no.
But Baron Corbin's character, like, it's one of the most brilliant characters ever. It's a guy who, like, storyline-wise, a guy who hasn't accomplished anything, who feels entitled to everything because he won, like, Division II championships in football, was in NFL for like a hot second, got signed directly to the biggest wrestling company in the world, and believes that people who have been traveling the world for a decade, accomplishing things in the independent scene, haven't accomplished anything and aren't entitled to anything, and he hates that the fans like them more than him. It's so, like, it's so good, and it's so money. In fact, Mark,
sir,
it's such a fail-safe, it's such a foolproof gimmick that I would say you could bet on it.
Oh, you could bet on it. You know what else you could bet on?
Tell me.
If you're an MMA fan, you could go to our friends down there at DraftKings. You could be a part of the action yourself. That's one of the things that I like about. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you definitely could.
Oh, no.
The greatest. I mean, virtually. I mean, go to the library, go to the YMCA, and use one of their computers and public internet to sign up for DraftKings.
That's where I use the shower.
You can become a part of the action with a 1-day fantasy for every major fight card at DraftKings.com. It's America's favorite favorite 1-day fantasy sports site where you could win huge prizes every time you play. They're friends of the network. Now the football season's over, they want to make sure that you know about the MMA world. It's a lot of the fights that have been going down recently have been really crazy, like the Silva fight this past weekend.
That was pretty wild.
Absolute madness. But all you have to do is pick 5 fighters and pile up points for significant strikes, takedowns, knockdowns, and more. Outscore the competition, and you can be crowned the fantasy MMA champion. Look, you already know the fighters. You know everybody who's fighting. Now put that knowledge to the test and win big. This isn't fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time. But here's how you can help us out. You hurry to DraftKings.com now, right now. Leave our window open. Just hit Control-T or Command-T, whatever browser you're using. Use the promo code TAPOUT, that's one word, TAPOUT, and play for free with your first deposit. That's promo code TAPOUT for free entry now. Only at DraftKings.com. That is DraftKings.com.
That's DraftKings.com.
That's DraftKings.com.
Yas.
Yes, DraftKings, yes. So
I'm just loving the idea of Hobo being like, now I'm a UFC fighter.
Like he signs up and then shows up at UFC like, I did it. Yeah. I want to hit the big time.
You would just storm the cage.
Absolutely. I just jump over the cage and I assumed I would just start fighting.
Yeah. And then Mike Goldberg would be like, oh, Joe, and there's a homeless man in the cage and it is all over. Yes. They're escorting this man forcibly from the ring.
And he's biting anybody that he can on the way out.
Yeah.
Grabbing fans' corn dogs on the way out.
Yes. Power food. Victory food.
I really hope that they sell corn dogs at MMA fights. I'm sure.
Don't they?
You got it, right?
It's already pretty.
Corn dogs at the MGM Grand. It's on the big sign. Yes. You were just in Vegas. You probably saw it.
Yeah.
Mandalay Bay, world renowned for their corn dogs.
Dude, yes. Totally.
Yeah.
And the MGM Film Studio opened that hotel just for a place to sell their corn dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You get it's like smokes, drinks, corn dogs while you're on the slots. It's great.
I would become a gambling addict.
If
there was like a lady who walked around like, corn dog, I'd be like, yeah.
Or no, they bring
you free as long as you're sitting at the table. I'd be like, oh my god.
Okay. It's a Bloody Mary, but it's got a corn
dog in
just
it.
Like right on top. No, as the accoutrement.
You don't need the ketchup now. Yeah. It's a little spicy. Got the tomato base.
It's a little caliente.
Muy caliente.
Well, speaking of caliente, a lot of people in the chat are really hoping that Thea Trinidad gets involved in this feud and beats the crap out of Baron Corbin with her hoop earrings and all of that business.
She could.
6 Kovu after her. It's a tiny dog, really. Kovu's taken over a couple of shows. If you watch the Monday night show.
It's just
the lone wolf and the Kovu pack.
Yeah, yes. A transitionary yas. The lone wolf, because the site isn't over yet, or this segment isn't over yet. The lone wolf reminds the site is not over. Reminds William Regal an eye for an eye. And it looks like we're gonna have this feud moving forward.
I just love that Baron Corbin doesn't know what an eye for an eye means.
Yeah.
It's like, you took me out of the #1 contendership, so I'm gonna beat up that guy.
And that's equal. That's totally even. That makes all the sense in the world.
What's good for the goose, Mr. Regal?
It doesn't apply.
No, it's a real question. I'm asking, what is good for the goose?
No, tell me. Is it like Chay's gravy or Alfredo sauce or?
Yes.
Oh God,
I don't know
Alfredo
how to eat goose.
Well, no, it's.
I know you boil it. That's all I know.
Yeah, you boiled goose.
Boiled goose.
How do you get the most flavorful goose? Well, you boil it, of course.
Baron Corbin doesn't know how to eat goose.
And then he just runs to the ring with 2 half-cooked gooses. And
he's got
the goose is loose.
No, instead of boxing gloves, he's got 2 gooses. And he uses them as boxing gloves.
That's a Ruby reference.
Geese.
Gooses.
I love geeses to pieces.
Son of a biscuit. Well, no, maybe he's thinking an eye for an eye, like the letter I versus an I.
His name's Austin Aries. I mean, there's one eye in Austin Aries.
There's 2. It's one in Austin and one in Aries.
Oh yeah. There's
so there is an eye for an eye. Yeah.
So is he trading the? Never mind.
Yeah,
the eye in Corbin for the eye
known as Houston Aries. Irie man. Come to Jamaica, man. Have some rum.
All right, our next match is Elias Samson and Steve Cutler. Steve Cutler is a guy who never gets a fair shake. I mean, he's an enhancement talent right now, but he's a guy that I've been so behind ever since he first showed up. Like we have a company that has a film series called The Marine. Here's a Marine. Here you go. You got to start.
He's more of a Marine than John Cena.
That's impossible.
I don't believe that.
No, but he is.
Get out.
Not now. Where are my shoes?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
No
Shoeless
shoes.
Today. So yeah, it's we all kind of know how this goes. Bill, you were gonna say something about our good friend Mr. Elias Samson.
Thank God we've finally got an Elias Samson match on the show.
Yeah.
It's been weeks.
So long.
So long.
I do like the drift away chant.
Give me the beat, boys. We should have come in with that. I'm a fool. Yeah, love me some Uncle Cracker. Not gonna say that ever again.
I love me some Uncle Cracker.
Love me some Uncle Cracker. Hey,
Unless
man.
you mean that like you have an uncle who you love.
You guys actually don't
Uncle
know this.
Cracker.
Mark is actually related to Uncle Cracker, and Mark used to be in the white trash rap game under the name Nephew Honky.
Used to be.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Things got way too real.
For my own safety, I really had to get out of there.
But next time you see Mark, make sure that you are aware that he used to be known as Nephew Honky, and chant it at him, maybe, or just...
Yes, chant it at me in public.
Nephew
if you see me in Dallas for WrestleMania across the street, make sure to shout it at me. See what happens. Across the street to get away from you.
Okay.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay.
In Texas is the one place you can yell.
Can we talk about the damn match, please?
All right, it's possibly racist against the ruling class. All right, go ahead.
Elias Samson versus Steve Cutler. Essentially, all strikes from Samson.
Yep.
Just punches, kicks, knees.
Just throwing that driftwood.
Yep. He's
I want to hear.
He drifts in and out of focus too, but
people who watch him drift in and out of consciousness.
Always.
Okay,
I
so
drifted off there.
So let's talk about this objectively. Elias Samson is a thing, much like Fetch, that they've been trying to get to work, but it seems to not be going over well. What is it about Samson? Is it the fact that they're putting him just like, hey, what? This guy, look at him. Like, is it because they're trying to put him so front and center, or
because the message is not clear? You need to have a clear message as to what he is trying to accomplish at this particular point in his NXT career. Who are you now, Elias Samson? Stop speaking in riddles. Speak in plain English so that we know what you're trying to do, or we cannot get behind you or hate you. So you are lukewarm.
Back to back, we got a guy Baron Corbin, a guy who doesn't understand like proverbs, and then Elias Samson who like only speaks in riddles. He's like, I'll let you cross my crazy drifter bridge if you can answer my riddles 3.
If he turns into if that's what it becomes, if it's something as. We haven't, like, the only thing that we've seen is him kind of sing in the background, but that's not...
And then play sort of air guitar.
Eddie, we got some air guitar today!
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was straight Heath Slater!
Yeah, him looking like he was, like, nodding off from a heroin dose and just being like...
Hey, man.
I'm the drifter, baby!
LSD's a hell of a drug. I just don't generally do it before wrestling matches. That's just me.
Everybody has their vice.
Yeah.
See, like, everything that we're saying would be such a better and more fun and more exciting thing. Like, if he was a heroin addict who kept nodding off in matches, like...
Maybe
I don't mean I want the actual man to be addicted to heroin.
No.
Yeah. Like, maybe he is just addicted to, like, PCP. Like, that's why he keeps saying things. Maybe he's just describing things that aren't real.
But
like a chair turning into 1,000 snakes.
Gotta chase that dragon.
Yes, yeah. Ride the tiger.
Ride
like,
the snake.
And he's, like, grabbing his chin lock, and then he's like... and
he goes to one knee?
No, yeah, he nods out, and the guy slips out, and he's like, what? And then the guy's like, and just like, beats the hell out of him. Just a guy with the DTs, just anything.
But you'd be concerned about him, and that would make him a little bit more compelling.
It would be amazing.
He'd get the sober up Samson chance.
Sober up, Samson, sober up.
Intervention.
Oh, God. It's like, oh my God.
Elias, we're all here because we care about you, and we want you to seek help because you have got hit rock bottom. And
no, but dude, so he comes out to the ring for a match. He comes out to the ring for a match. Spotlight comes, or like house lights come up, and one person in the front row just stands up with like a note saying, "Elias, we really care about you."
Dude, this would do like twice the number of the "This Is Your Life" The Rock. So the house lights go, like his mom walks down to the ring, he's like, "Mom," and everyone just starts crying. And then like he could even do like the classic like
Oh, like the really bad, ugly cry. Yes. Oh my god.
We are terrible people.
I think we're great.
His spindle is full of heroin.
I feel like I am where I'm supposed to be.
We get up in the morning and we put our pants on and we make television magic.
That's right. That's right.
Still,
like Vince Russo couldn't touch us with this.
still offers on the table, WWE. We are available if you want to use any of our ideas. Please contact us.
I think we now are on the list for the opposite.
Yeah, we just lost all of our possible coverage for WrestleMania. Anyway, or they only give us like Elias Samson.
I'm positive 100% of the things I just said are considered libel.
Oh goodness.
Oh, maybe.
Bill, it was great having you as a member of the team. We're looking for a new member.
We hope you liked AfterBuzz TV.
Yeah, we're done. Elias Samson wins with the neckbreaker running knee combo. So let's go back to real brass tacks.
Right. Okay. Yes, there was a match.
Yeah. So let's go back to real brass tacks. Stop it. So when Elias started using the neckbreaker, we all got sort of like, what? Why does that not seem like it has as much zip? Because we saw the Vaudevillains do it at the beginning of the show. The whirling dervish is a uppercut,
exact same thing
to a spinning neckbreaker.
Yeah, almost the exact same thing. So we have now two individuals, granted more like three individuals, who have the same finisher, and that's not
and on the same show too.
Yeah,
like that's not.
It took
wrestling.
us this long to realize it because they haven't been on the same show.
Yeah.
Now we get it. We're like, oh, there you have this. That's not supposed to be that way.
How does this compare to the elbow drop that he used when he first started showing up?
The other one was an elbow drop. It was somebody else's elbow drop.
But it fits with, if he's gonna be this striker style with one vertical suplex, do a striking move as a finisher. You know, I thought the knee was gonna be like, oh, that's it. Oh no, he has to do the neckbreaker too. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just there's got to be something that fits with this guy. And I don't know what it is, and nothing seems to be working so far.
Well, we're on the road to Elias Samson being relevant. So, in the back,
someday he's gonna have a match on this show.
Go on.
It's gonna be awesome.
We're really hopeful for him.
Because I mean, like these things that he's been doing over and over again can like barely be considered matches.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not bad. He's not bad at all.
No,
there's something missing, and we need to get to what it is supposed to be.
It's like introducing Poochie, but then not explaining what he is or why he is there.
Okay, it's a good Simpsons poll.
Valid.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, here's that guy again. We don't know what's up with him. Maybe you do.
Poochie.
Do you at home understand what's happening? Let us know. Tweet at us. Hashtag. What is Elias Simpson doing? Is trending worldwide.
Elias Poochie, Elias Simpson.
We talked about this last time he had a match, though, is I do like the neck breaker more than the elbow drop, because at least it's got some velocity, got some stank on it.
Some sweet stank.
Some drifter stank on it.
Oh,
You know about drifter
Boy,
stank.
I do.
Yeah.
I
How does it compare to Hobo stank?
Somebody in chat was noticing my stank.
Sweet Sega Power stank.
Yes.
In the back, we've got
finally airing in Smell-O-Vision the NXT.
I will fear that day. Mojo Rawley is in the back with Zack Ryder. The Hype Bros are feeling good that they lost because now they have something to be focused on. And they're going to be taking the Vaudevillains seriously. And maybe they're going to beat them so bad that they don't have to worry about being silent because they won't have to talk. So that's intense. That's some bad biz.
Hey,
what's even I say even worse in terms of this is ominous. Vaudevillains totally creeping on him.
So they came out of the woodwork in the back. See, they can teleport and time travel. There's some science shiz going on here.
I mean,
that is not being explained.
If they came out as was it Gotch who came out as Doctor Who? He was the fourth Doctor?
Yeah.
It
was Gotch. Yeah.
Okay. So
the Tom Baker Doctor.
Yes.
It's a little bit of a
just with them creeping up and like with Elias Samson like doing the speaking in riddles and proverbs, like I just suddenly want to like do a Dungeons and Dragons campaign where there's like all these NXT like NPCs that you encounter.
That'd be a little bit too much.
Make it happen. Make it happen, Captain.
All right.
I believe it.
You have the power.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got the touch.
Let's and back to Transformers. It's always Transformers with you. Finn Balor versus first name Neville.
Mm-hmm.
In
last name greatest.
Hello,
I'm Neville greatest.
Son of a biscuit. Okay.
Clean your chimney.
Let's talk about the damn match.
You're allowed to interview him only as long as you do that accent.
Is Dick Van Dyke. A lot of back and forth.
Why, it's Mary Neville.
Hello,
Neville.
I'm very uncomfortable.
I'll come out like with the big bass drum on my back and the cymbals on the inside of my
very chimney sweep.
We're like, Neville, I've got a quick question for you before I go. Step in time.
That's not even a question. Could you please rephrase it a bit? What is step in time?
Round the rooftop, step in time. Okay.
As much as I'm having so much fun right now.
I'll be like, Neville, I'm just going to pop ins and ask you a question. What?
I got that. Please stop. The man creative forgot. Finn Balor and Neville had a big barn burner. And it was a slow burn because it started with a lot of back and forth, a lot of hold for hold. And this is one of those matches that you just watch and phase out and go, this is good. This is good. This is good.
Wrestling.
This is really good. This is wrestling. We got a solid hi-ya from Neville right before the Pele kick.
Judo chop.
I mean, it was with his foot, but
no,
yeah.
I know.
You can judo chop with your foot?
Yeah, you can chop with your foot. Hobo's got those. Hobo. It's Mecha Hobo, run! Never mind, go on.
I don't know if I want to. We're doing fantastically right now.
Great.
Is everybody enjoying their drinks that I've drugged?
Could you imagine if I drank?
Oh yeah, no, we're doing this. This is all water.
This is me tired.
That's good coffee.
That was either you drinking or something else.
It was me drinking.
Oh,
God. What did you guys think of this match?
Great, of course.
This was really good.
How did this play to the crowd?
Probably speaking to my microphone. Kind of like it played to us, where it's sort of like at the end of 4 hours, where you're like, we've all, like, if anyone's been to a wrestling event, a live wrestling event, especially if you've been to more than one wrestling event, you know that unless it is like the perfectly constructed wrestling event, and this is doubly true for TV tapings where they have to do multiple weeks.
Absolutely.
By the end of it, like, it's really hard to not just be like, this is super good, I'm gonna like watching this later. Like,
yeah,
it's really difficult because it's like, oh, I used up all of my emotions and my energy for the 2 times that Chad Gable came out.
And Austin Aries very shortly before. Yeah, I can understand that. It was like when we saw Take Over Brooklyn. Like, we used up all of our emotions for the women's match, and that ladder match was awesome. It was great.
When you watch it back, so amazing. But like, anytime you have to follow like the indisputable match of the year, you're like, okay. and 2, like immediately after a match that is so emotional and takes you to so many places. It's the end of a long night. It just, you at a certain point you don't have anything left to give, and it's just like you're watching it and you're like, this is cool.
Right, you can't expect much from your audience at that point. And I think these 2 guys got as much out of that audience as they possibly could.
And as much out of each other, too.
Right. I mean, they really took it to each other. It was
those enziguris near the end of the match when they were each going for their corner moves were just gross.
So great.
Disgusting.
And as Stephanie pointed out in chat, we got a Bloody Sunday.
We did.
Because the coup de grace wasn't enough.
Well, we've been seeing it a little bit more and more.
Yeah.
And
I just like it as the exclamation point,
So if the coup de grace may have been enough, because he didn't go for a pin after that.
But he wasn't leaving anything to chance.
No, he 100% was like, I am making a statement, picked him up, and dropped him right on the back of his head.
But the coup de grace hit Neville right on the button. Like, perfectly core center mass. Just disgustingly. Solid show would be good enough to end the show, but we get a side-by-side interview with Rich Brennan in the back with Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn.
Alex.
No, it was Rich Brennan.
Oh,
Alex, sorry. He's here, by the way. He's watching.
thanks
So,
for watching.
You're a monster. But I'll. I mean, ever since that they mistagged him that one week, I was just
man,
like, you
see,
can't.
it's not even me.
No, it's not you. It's bad. It's unfortunate that social media folk are doing that to their own folks.
Yeah, there's like some director the technical director's like, yeah, throw it to the Four Eyes or whatever.
Just one of them.
Yeah,
just throw it to the guy with the glasses.
The twins.
Some dude with a haircut and glasses back there. I don't know.
You never do see them in the same room at the same time, do you?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I've never seen. Yeah, oh my god.
What if they are the same guy?
Illuminati?
Alex, you need to hook us up with a picture.
Yeah, someone do a Photoshop for us where it's like them like in a triangle.
Like a meeting.
Yeah. Like shaking hands and then there's a triangle.
Oh, goodness. I mean, we're getting this 2 out of 3 falls match next week. It's come to a fever pitch. Surprised that they could stand in the same room with each other.
I'm surprised that was allowed to happen. It seemed like if you're going to put those two people in a room together, some bad things are going to happen. Yeah. Luckily, they kept it physically simple.
It's super dangerous because if you guys will recall, one time in TNA, Samoa Joe killed Scott Steiner in the parking lot.
He did that.
He had a big knife and he went out and he killed him.
That was the dark times before the Empire.
But I think that Samoa Joe.
Samoan Joseph.
Or Smojo. Yeah, or
Smojo.
Samoan Joseph.
Smojo. Joseph. I maybe don't know him that well.
Smojo, that's like where you have like a marshmallow and chocolate between.
Smojo.
Yeah.
Between two Samoa cookies.
Oh my god!
That's a Samoa Joe.
Show, we're gonna go.
That's a Samoa Joe.
Oh my god! You just changed the game.
That's right. That's what I do.
Changing the game by staying the same.
I am the best
Making
on
sure
so
we
many
all
levels.
Wow.
Share the blame.
Oh my god. But I was just gonna say that he has 141 2/3% chance of winning.
You're gonna get the Steiner joke in there.
Oh my god. No, I'm gonna be useless for the rest of the show. I'm just gonna think about that sweet toasted coconut and sweet toasted coconut. Gotta get my hands on those toasty coconuts.
Ray, can we get into some news and gossip? Let's just hit the thing. Thank you.
He's so angry right now.
I'm not angry.
No, not you.
Kevin, probably.
This is going thoroughly off the
So
rails
we got a
today.
couple of big pieces of news. Of course, we got the Revival versus Enzo and Cass for March 12th at Roadblock. Gonna be great. Gonna be amazing. Super excited for it. When that's your second match announced for the card after a World Heavyweight Championship match, that's gonna have some big pull.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a wonderful match. Wonderful match. Also, Triple H announced that where is he? Brain. William Regal, or no, Gabe Sapolsky announced, that William Regal is going to be at the Queens and Brooklyn shows for Evolve. So if you're in New York and you're going to be going, try to meet the man, because dang it, that's going to be good.
Some other Evolve news. During the tryout in Dallas, there will be a WWE representative present for the Evolve tryout.
Like official? Like sitting like in a chair by himself?
I imagine probably just shaking his head or taking notes or just shaking hands with all the large guys. You're over 6 feet tall. What's your name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like you.
As Joseph in the chat points out, it is very surprising that we're getting an NXT match at Roadblock, particularly this one.
I mean, for a network special, you use the network darling as an additional selling point.
But it's like, this is the first time this has ever happened.
That's not true. NXT title match at the Japan show.
Oh,
Japan.
Yeah,
Beast
sorry.
in the East.
In my mind, I remember that as an NXT show.
Yeah.
Because that was the best match on it.
Really
Jericho.
Oh, you don't remember Brock killing Kofi?
No,
that was actually a really fun
it.
match. That was a fun match.
If you actually put like an X-ray over my heart, you see Brock Lesnar F5ing everyone.
That was pretty fun. Also, a fun little note: Chad Gable got an endorsement from Olympic legend Dan Gable, which is just kind of a cool little nod.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Super putting him over. He competed in the 1972 games and won a gold medal without giving up a single point. Hell of an endorsement.
Shoes named after him. I think actually my wrestling shoes are Dan Gable wrestling shoes.
Well, what a marketing opportunity.
Ran like Dan Gable would.
Also, as a fun little side note, in case anybody didn't know, WWE's been advertising their new collections on the network, and there is a 4 Horsewoman collection. She's got all of the best stuff.
Celebrate Women's History Month, which is March.
So good. I mean, all of those matches.
1 month a year.
And a couple of things from our friends at Cage Side Seats. A fun article about Bayley's interview with Ted Gruber about the term diva. She's fine with it, personally, but she'd vote to go back to women, just like in any aspect of the world. The quote being, "It doesn't bother me. The only reason personally I would like it to go back to women's, it's what I grew up with. I'm so used to watching the women's championship being defended, and that's where I come from. It's not like I don't like the term diva, it's what you make of it. I would like to continue what I have now, which is being the women's champion."
Hell yeah, we've been saying that for years.
Yes, we have.
Also, in case you didn't have this in your rundown, as Austin Aries was... Oh, actually, just a few minutes ago, Triple H tweeted out a picture of himself and Austin Aries, and he included the text, "Talent come to WWE NXT to make a statement. They come to show the world they can take over. Welcome, Austin Aries."
Oh, could that be an indicator of a Baron Corbin and Austin Aries match at TakeOver? Probably.
I mean, if today's episode was any indication, I don't think Austin Aries is just going to take this one lying down.
Probably not.
He's probably going to get up and try his best to topple Baron Corbin.
Well, we will see next week. Before we get out of this news and gossip segment, I would like to tell you all about iTunes. For everybody watching us live on YouTube, we're on iTunes. Make sure you give us a subscribe. Go back into the vault, listen to all of our old shows, just as a fun trip through time, see how the show has evolved. And make sure to... this is good.
Go back through the archives and be like, boy,
what happened to the show?
Cathy really tied the show a lot better than Bill.
Oh, shush. But also, leave us a review. It really helps us get noticed. We are actually the first result when you look for NXT on iTunes, and when you look for WWE, we're in the top 5. So
where did we fall to?
I haven't looked, so I'm just saying top 5 to be safe. We used to be top
number 3.
Yeah, we were number 3. But
Step it up.
So if you're
listening to this podcast right now, listen harder.
Listen harder, please.
That's right. Share this with people who don't want to listen at all.
Yeah, but turn it up.
Probably your parents who think this is a magnificent waste of time.
We know you're listening to this podcast in the waiting room of your dentist's office, so unplug your headphones and crank this sucker. Everyone wants to hear about wrestling.
Please do. Play it on the loudest speaker. Just plug it in with an 1/8 inch jack.
And while it's playing as loud as possible, yell over it. I also have some opinions on wrestling if you have a moment.
So
once this is over, I'll tell you all what I think about
I'll
Dana
pause
Bryan.
after they're done with their point.
I'm disagreeing with what they're saying right now, but I still appreciate the entertainment value.
But another thing I'm trying to say is leave us a review on iTunes, because we will read it on the air. Bill, I love you. Damn it, I love you. No, you're not. You're not fired. You're not fired.
If I haven't been fired yet, you will not be fired.
Yeah. We have a wonderful review from NKOTBSB fan, otherwise known as Andrea Beeler, who forgot to change her name on iTunes.
Nice.
And so remember, if you want to leave a comment, change your name if you forget how embarrassing it is, because I accidentally left a secret review on the NXT channel myself, and I'm still living it down. But here we go. The NXT After Show is one of the highlights of my week. I absolutely love this show and this panel of hosts. Mark is so great as lead host of this show, taking over for Cathy Kelley, who we all miss every day and who still lives on as a huge part of the NXT team. Side note, she's not dead. She's totally not dead. Make sure to follow her.
Catherine Dove.
She texted me during the Finn and Neville match, going, "Holy crap, this match is so good." She's alive. All right.
I'll see you at the crossroads.
Mark is genuinely one of the nice. Again, this is the review. This isn't just me talking. Mark is genuinely one of the nicest guys. He always makes me laugh, and I always love getting to hear what he thinks about NXT every week, especially since he's always so positive. He continues to get better and better, which I didn't think was possible since he's such a great host already. Yas, Mark, yas. Bill is the newest member of the panel, and I would just like to say that I called Bill being the third member. I've watched Bill in other wrestling after shows, so I was very excited to see him becoming a part of the NXT team. He makes me laugh. Code tap out. He makes me laugh, and I enjoy seeing people who think seeing who people think he looks like. I always say he looks like he could be Cesaro's brother. Hobo is a big part of why I love this show. With Hobo being a professional wrestler, it's always interesting to hear his thoughts on what is going on in NXT and in the ring. I have learned so much about ring psychology from him, as well as getting more insight into the technical part of wrestling that I really didn't know too much about before. I've been watching wrestling religiously for 10 years, and you learn some of this stuff, but Hobo has taught me a lot and has given me even more respect for wrestling, and I didn't think I could respect it any more than I already do. If you love NXT, listen to this after show. You will not be disappointed. So yes, thank you, Andrew Beeler, also known as NKOTBSB fan. I'm just gonna keep saying that. But yeah, beyond glowing review. Thank you. It's the newest one that it's our latest and greatest. But if you want to join the crowd, we can read it online on the air. So go to iTunes, leave us a review. Also on YouTube, make sure to leave us a thumbs up and a comment. If you want us to talk about anything on the show, leave us a comment.
And don't forget to keep tweeting at WWE people #Hobo for GCS.
Hobo for GCS. Yep. Also, if you want folks from NXT to be on the show, tweet at them. And use #NXTeam, and that will be our way to see it. So, for this week, this ridiculous, amazing, best show of the new NXT of the NXT 2.0 era.
Best show ever.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It has been a long day, Bill. It has. It's been such a long time. Think I should be going. So, tell the folks what you're working on, where they can find you online, and we'll get this train wreck continuing.
Hello.
You can find me on Twitter @TrueHobo. ProWrestlingTees.com/Hobo is a place where you can buy shirts, but I suggest NXTeam.Spreadshirt.com. Watch Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. My return on that show is imminent. I'll say that much.
Dude, I'm so excited for what you got coming. You taking all of your worldly experience and bringing it back to Hollywood. If you don't watch Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, or if you don't have cable, because I know not a lot of people have cable anymore, go to the Patreon, United Wrestling, right?
Patreon.com/United Wrestling.
$2 a month, and you get like exclusives to you get stuff earlier than it airs on TV.
A lot of stuff.
Please do it. Help support Hobo. Help support Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. There's a lot of great wrestlers down there. A lot of wrestlers have passed through there to go to WWE. So you'll never know who the next generation will be.
There's Daniel Bryan content out there as well from his time with our company before he moved on to WWE. So that's definitely worth seeing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tons of great talent still there too.
Oh, absolutely.
Jervis Cottonbelly, Pretty Peter Avalon, and
me also.
Vermin, if you're like that sort of thing.
The former Johnny Goodtime, amazing wrestler.
Kmart.
Yeah, Kmart. Kevin Martinson.
You can follow me on Twitter @SundownMotel. You can check me out CageSideSeats.com, SBNation.com/wrestling. Make sure you're watching Total Divas every week because its viewership is way down, and if it gets canceled, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life.
Oh no!
And I do a weekly recap of Total Divas every Wednesday, so people really enjoy those. Check those out. They have GIFs and jokes from me. So if you like my jokes, you can read them.
Wow!
And imagine them being said by an exasperated human being.
Yeah, you can make my jokes more difficult by having to look at them and then process them and infer what I'm talking about.
It's funnier if you explain it.
Right,
That's how
exactly.
I've always.
That's how humor works.
Yeah.
Please, sorry.
No, go
sorry,
ahead. Go. No, keep going.
Please check out my weekly wrestling podcast, Rudo Radio. It's on iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you can find podcasts, Stitcher, all that good stuff. If you like it, please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. I talk about everything having to do with the week of wrestling, not just NXT. And that's it.
Bless your heart, Bill. This has been an amazing journey, and I want to thank everybody for joining us. You can follow me on Twitter @MarkBDonica. The B stands for Bill. Because damn it, Bill, you stole everybody's hearts today.
Billet proof.
Billet proof. That'll be your shirt instead of Boxcar Club.
Yes.
We'll do billet proof. So yes, follow me on Twitter @MarkBDonica. A lot of stuff is going to be going on Jedi Alliance, so make sure to, if you're a Star Wars fan, check that show out. It's Mondays at our sister network, The Popcorn Talk. Also, next week for Video Game Movie Anatomy, we're going to be covering the original Hitman movie. God. Yeah. It's gonna be fun. Well, because the new game's coming out.
Which Hitman?
Not Agent 47, just Hitman. Because
with what was his name?
Timothy Olyphant.
Yes. So make sure you check out all of our fun content. Popcorn Talk Network is a great place. Action Movie Anatomy is an awesome show that I'm helping produce. They did Kingsman today, and I was in and out of that conversation. A lot of fun, great guys. Popcorn Talk, Black Hollywood Live, Book Circle Online, AfterBuzz TV, all of our great networks here. Make sure to follow us at AfterBuzz TV. But until next time, we'll see you at Full Sail.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.